It has begun!
Hookshot! Well, hello, Internet mortals! Welcome to Trailer Trash, the show where we imbibe lots of the nectar of life known as alcohol and...
Dog trailers.
Let's get into some video game movies. They're not good, and we're gonna talk about them. As they say on the streets, we've not a moment to lose! Let's get into it. Our first trailer is gonna be...
Street Fighter.
with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
After that, we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat. And then the last trailer is...
The last trailer is actually a fan request.
Yes!
And that trailer is Resident Evil, the Final Chapter.
Yes, the final chapter.
Without further ado, and as is customary, why don't we get into it,
Yes!
folks?
Tuibo!
After 7 months of fighting, the civil war in Shadaloo may have reached the turning point.
In December 1994, the forces of freedom will face a power-mad dictator in a struggle for the fate of the world.
It's weird they did that in this little PIP thing, and then
Well,
they blew it out for the logo here.
What a bicep.
His bicep is really next level
His bicep's amazing. And Bison. Oh, I wonder if they're going to list all the characters of the game. They are.
Chun-Li.
This is weird.
This is weird. They went
That's
back
a
to
weird
the
thing,
back
yeah.
to the PIP for those two shots. Maybe that's an error. I don't know.
I'm going to kick Bison's ass.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's going to kick his
Nice
ass.
little call and response there to.
Yeah, that's...
You'll have to do better than that.
Okay.
Dude, the sound design is very weird in this trailer.
It's all stock sound effects, which is
yeah.
terrible.
Well, it's like all music. There's no sound effects from the movie at all,
Very
except for
few.
lines.
I think the camera is definitely a little more this way, but I'll fix it in post.
You can fix it.
Yeah. What I think is fun about this trailer is that it really does sell all the stuff you know from the game. It's got all the characters. Even after the title montage of all the character names, you still get glimpses of E. Honda, Blanca.
Who's the big Russian guy with the chest hair?
Zangief. So, as a fan of the games growing up, you see everyone you know. You see all your friends. You know, you've been fighting with
I
for.
wouldn't necessarily call them friends.
You
but
wouldn't. But maybe.
Hey, look, I play this game. I didn't have this game on a home system. The only time I ever played Street Fighter was in an arcade. Real dude here right now.
Okay, take it down a notch.
I got the authentic experience. This guy here played it on his couch. That's not the real thing.
Okay, take it easy.
That's not the
You
real
have-
thing.
you have-
No. A real video gamer stands in an arcade with a bunch of quarters and he plays a game.
I don't want to say this on camera, but you're one of the worst gamers I know. From seeing you play Halo, so please, take it down a notch.
All right, I'm not a good gamer in terms of technical
In
skill.
terms of ability.
However,
Comma.
I played a lot of video games in my time.
I don't think so.
So the thing that I find strange about the trailer, it tries to use fight footage, but having seen the movie, I know that there's not a lot of fighting in Street Fighter.
Not a lot of streets either.
Not a lot of streets.
It's a lot of jungle.
It's a lot of jungle.
A lot
It's
of bases.
It's a lot of army bases. They really just keep showing the same footage from the one fight that we get, which is Guile versus Bison.
You'll have to do better than that.
The trailer's trying to do its best to make it seem like the movie is action-packed, which it really isn't. So how the hell do you sell it?
I mean, you saw it on the characters, and they absolutely go for broke with the character names coming in as titles from the very beginning. They don't even give the actors' names until later on. It's weird because you get two title sequences. You get the character names coming in, which is like, yeah, hype building. Then it's like a jean-claude, you get Raoul, and then is that it?
That's
it's
it.
just the
They
two.
only call out the two lead characters.
Well, they're the only two names in the whole movie. It's cool. You do see the shot of M. Bison dying,
Which is dumb. Why would you show that?
but you have no idea what it is.
You know
That's the
why
thing.
they show it? Because he flies into a screen and there's a bunch of sparks and
Sparks
explosions.
flying. It's a very
And
exciting
that's a great
shot.
shot for a trailer.
It's a great shot for a trailer, but that's the thing. You don't know the context of it. We know what it is because we've seen this movie numerous times. But this is a good example of a trailer that if you don't give context, you can show anything you want, as long as it's exciting.
As an editor, when you're cutting together montages, you need to find the right times where you do a sound up. You pick sync sound from the footage that you're using selectively to come into the montage at just the right moment to match with the vibe and the energy of what you've put together and to go with the music. This trailer has a bunch of it, but it's awkward. There's a lot of silence and only music.
cool. It just feels very empty, despite the fact that it has very booming, big music. You lose that sense of bigness when it's just the music, when there's no sound effects. You see explosions, you see
gunfire, boats flying by camera.
You get a few like stock sound effect punches. Side note, whenever I hear stock sound effects, for example, for me, the stock sound effect is a sign of low quality.
I'm going to kick Bison's ass.
Sometimes bad movies can be enjoyable. In Street Fighter, it's enjoyable.
I will say I've watched this film more than any other video game adaptation, precisely because it's fun to watch.
The way to end this segment on Street Fighter is to quote the great Raul Julia playing M. Bison when we say,
Game over!
ooh, the best movies in New Line Cinema.
I love New Line. I miss them. Are they still around?
Few are chosen to prove.
Oh, that fucking is a stock effect.
3 strangers
3 Americans.
Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, and Liu Kang.
The 3 most boring characters in Mortal Kombat.
against Shang Tsung. You will die.
It has begun!
Has begun! Here we go. This is the best part of this whole movie, is the fucking
The
song.
fucking song is so
The song
good.
is endured.
I'd listen to this song on the weekends.
I believe it.
You can't run from me, Shang! I don't need to run.
He doesn't
I like how he calls them Shang like they're friends.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I love the announcer. The OG announcer.
Mortal Kombat! I'm way off. Way off.
Ooh, Paul Anderson before the Paul Anderson Wars.
As far as video game movies go, this is one of my favorites. I still think this is one of the best. And this trailer's okay.
This resembles the source material more than Street Fighter does. It looks like Mortal Kombat. You get the logo, you get the music. As a young kid, this is a huge deal for me.
I agree. In terms of the trailer itself, there's one thing that really bugs me. The theme of this movie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. One of the greatest, top 10 greatest movie themes that's ever been written. It is. When they cut in this trailer to that moment where we hear the main theme, I think the montage is a failure because I've seen the movie and I think the fights that are in it could yield a much better montage than what they cut here. The BPM is high, the beats per minute, which means that when you're cutting to a song like that, you should either pick on the beat or every other beat or something like that to make sure that you're keeping up with the same tempo and rhythm of the song. They sort of do it here, but the footage that they're choosing for the montage is not nearly as exciting as the song is. And there is a way that you can cut the really good fight choreography to this song and make it rule.
This brings us back to something we mentioned weeks ago. When you're trying to cut an exciting trailer, you need exciting footage.
And there is exciting footage in this movie.
Which they ignored, apparently. I don't remember as much as you do, but it's a shame.
It's a shame.
It's a damn shame.
Shame, as they say.
As no one says.
Your soul is mine.
All right, Dave. Mortal Kombat. It's a game you play with other people.
It is.
Right now, it's just you and me. We need to bring a third fighter into this, the ring here.
Pretty clever transition.
Hey, it's a gift.
He's
it's
got
a
it.
gift.
He's got
it's
it.
a gift.
Whatever it is, he's got it.
So we're about to be joined by somebody who couldn't be more appropriate to join us on a video game episode. This guy is the showrunner and the narrator of Extra Credits, and he is the host behind the only podcast about movies. There's no other podcast about movies. There's only one, and he's the host of it. His name is Matt Krol.
It has begun!
It has begun!
Hi guys! Hi Matt! Hi Dave! Thank you so much for having me.
Of
Our
course,
pleasure. Thank you so much for coming, man.
And you also gave me an excuse to drink by myself in my apartment.
Oh,
That's what
wow.
we're here for. Absolutely.
So
Speaking
thank
of which,
you.
what are you drinking, good
Yes.
sir?
It's just a whiskey ginger with just some Jim Beam, but also a little bit of lemon juice and a little rind in there just for a little bit of
a little
very
zhuzh,
nice,
a
very
little
nice.
zhuzh,
Yeah.
if you will.
I am drinking an alcoholic slushy.
what's in it.
Vodka, triple sec, and purple stuff. Dave and I have obviously talked our initial thoughts about this trailer, but you picked this trailer after all.
I absolutely could not think of a more perfect encapsulation of the time period that it came out and also of what it was selling me. I'm big on trailers on honesty. If you are honest in your trailer, you most likely have a friend in me. It gets across every piece of information. You get the setups like Chosen Ones, Outworld, Shang Tsung, Sonya, Johnny Cage, and Liu Kang all coming in to stop him. And literally at like the 58-second mark, there is a lightning crash, Shang Tsung screaming it has begun, and a stock photo of a fireball over matte black not anywhere in the film. And then after that, it's just gravy.
It does pick up in intensity at that point. You know, the montage with the iconic song that still slaps to this day.
This trailer itself is like a cheat code for understanding a thing. It's the only trailer I think maybe in history that actually just name drops and lists every character that's in the movie.
Well, you say that.
You say that, yet on this very same episode, we're talking about the Street Fighter trailer, and that's all the Street Fighter trailer does. It's just name all the characters from the game.
Oh, no. I'm talking about audibly.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's because that's built into the song, man.
I know, it's a cheat code.
It's a nice nod to the fans who have been playing the game to hear the actual announcer from Mortal Kombat.
I think this is still barred on the best video game adapted thing I've seen in cinema.
Thank you for pronouncing it the way that we do. The cinema.
Of course.
They did try to stay as close to the source material as possible here. Street Fighter is all over the goddamn place. They worked in a lot of the iconography of the series. Mm-hmm. The spike pit, you know, everyone wants to see a spike pit. There's even a shot of a guy falling into it. It really gives you all the things that you would hope to see in this film, and I think it sells the movie, you know, about as well as it possibly can.
Well, Matt, damn, thanks for joining, man.
Of course, thanks for having me on this Mortal Friday.
Yeah, you know, it is.
Hey, I don't know if this fits into your format, but can I too evil with you guys?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. Ready?
Yes,
Too
too
evil.
Too evil!
Combat begins.
Guns N' Roses.
You know that guitar immediately.
Doesn't look Paradise.
Looks like a dystopia city.
Ah, looks like Raccoon City.
Must be Resident Evil.
Must be.
What's funny is there's no green grass.
January.
Oh, the best time for movies.
What do you want from me?
Ooh, lots of flutter cuts here. Oh boy.
Nice.
All right, that was nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Resident Evil. The finale chapter.
Yeah. All right. This is a fan request, as we mentioned before. It's the fifth, sixth. Jesus Christ.
6 Resident Evil
The
movies.
sixth movie in this
An
godforsaken series.
unstoppable franchise.
Unstoppable, except for the final chapter, which is apparently now it has stopped.
So far,
I'm not a fan of these movies. I will say this trailer has some pretty banging moments. The montage with Paradise City is used very well. The song is used well in general.
The song is
it's very intentional. It's a little too on the nose. It's like weirdly like on the, what would you call it when it's not on the nose, but it's on the opposite of the nose, you know?
on the eyeballs,
On the ass cheeks.
on the ass cheeks,
I don't know how you describe it.
on the anus,
It's on the nose. It's
on the nipples. I'm just gonna keep naming body parts until we settle
I've
on
already
one.
I've already moved
On
past
the
it.
elbows, I'm still here.
Clearly.
On the fingers,
Just
on
not-
the knees, the bee's knees,
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
knees and toes.
That's all.
This is a pretty good trailer. It's snazzy, it's frenetic, but it's not frenetic without losing sense of what we're supposed to understand visually. There are two moments in particular that I'd like to call out and focus on. So there's a thing that you can do as an editor called the match cut. And that's from one shot to another, you either match composition or you match motion. So it seems like from one shot to the next, they are meant to go together.
Fluidity in motion.
This trailer doesn't do match cuts where it's a compositional match cut, but what it does is a motion match cut. We start with a shot of a machine gun fire right at the camera, and then we cut to flutter cuts that almost exactly match the rhythm of the machine gun fire from the previous section. Then move on to the next one where she is sliding through a tube of blue light, cut to a shot with somebody in blue, and they fire out of a gun, and that gun looks as if it causes the explosion of the next shot, which she is driving toward in her motorcycle. She falls off of her motorcycle into the next fight scene. She's strung up. Guy comes at her with a gun. She grabs the gun, and then she shoots. And we see that bing, bang, boom. She takes each one of them out one by one, and we end in a wide shot of her swinging around in a circle, having taken out everybody.
A nice little moment of reprieve after all the action.
Exactly. Not only do we understand exactly what happened in that fight scene, but also that moment of reprieve lines up perfectly with the downbeat, the pause moment of the song.
I wanna see how good it can be.
Excellent editing. I can't praise it highly enough.
It's very good stuff. There's a definite rhythm to this trailer that I think is fun to watch. It's very well cut. I'm not a huge fan of flutter cuts personally, and just to explain what a flutter cut is, where we cut to black frames every other frame, essentially. Every other frame or two is like, a terrible impression of the sound.
Can we try that one more time?
Especially when you're cutting with machine gun fire. It's almost like the machine gun of edits.
Exactly.
You know, so it feels appropriate there.
Think of it this way. If you're seeing this on a big screen, those flashes of lights are actually going to get you to blink. So then those flutter cuts sort of match the blinking action that you're seeing.
This is sort of a very heightened example of Walter Murch's editing theory of edits should occur when the human eye would blink naturally. And you can do this at home. Try this at home, kids.
Try it at home!
When you're watching a film, think about where you're blinking in a film. The best edits almost coax you into blinking at the right time to miss the edit. And when your eyes reopen, you're on the next shot.
Which this trailer does to a pretty damn great degree.
Solid. What can I say? Good use of Paradise City. Good use of good visuals. Good exciting moments. Well cut. Good sound design. It's a solid trailer. Well, guys, that's it for this week.
Yep.
Good theme. Thanks for suggesting this trailer, fan.
Uh-huh.
I got nothing. Go ahead. Please
Yep.
finish it up.
I got nothing else.
Nothing
You
else.
play video games? You like movies? This is the episode for you.
I would say stick to the games.
I would say maybe there's 5 video game movies that are good. Maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
Who knows?
And good is subjective. Very subjective.
As usual, if you enjoy the show, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. Until next time.
Without further ado, I drank.
We're both
I
empty.
drank all my drink.
Me too, but we can
It
still...
was a slushy. It was a singular slushal. But
Slushal?
you know what I do have? I do have a shot.
Oh, Jesus.
I poured myself a shot. So I shall end the episode with the shoteth of alcoholeth.
I have nothing. I'm just going to cheer you with this one.
Is that an empty glass?
I have nothing else.
You got nothing?
I got water. You
Oh
wanna use
my
water?
god. All right, fine. All right, no, I'll take the shot. Get the shot! Here we go. To evil!
To evil!